this is kind of like a, I guess, an update on what's going on in my life, what I've been doing. Because I used to post a video like every single week, and I tried to do outfit of the days again so that I could do a like a lookbook, but I like keep forgetting, and I haven't really been putting much thought into it, so it's just kind of not happening. But I have been painting a lot and getting ready for craft shows coming up, and I've also been prepping for the Harry Potter party, which I'm having next month. So I've also been like working out more and like trying to be healthier, and just like a lot of different things. I'm potty training my son, which it's getting there. He's almost completely potty trained. He just like doesn't like to go poop in the potty. I don't know, and he only likes his little potty. He doesn't like normal toilets, like they kind of freak him out. So I'm dealing with that as well, and just life in general. So just been kind of busy and trying to juggle a bunch of different things all at once. So I'm sorry I haven't been doing very many videos. It's just, stuff happens. But I do want to show what I've been doing lately, especially with my artwork. If you if you have liked my Von Gehe page that's on Facebook, you'll see all the different paintings. Like, honestly, it's usually like as soon as I'm done painting it, it's the paint's still wet, and I'll take pictures of it, and then I post it online. So I'll post it onto that page. So if you like to see things like that, which these are for sale, go to the Von Gehe page. That's the best way to kind of reach me when it comes to like my artwork and stuff. Unless we're already like Facebook friends, then you know me and whatever. But I did want to talk about the pricing. I price by size, and just to show you what I've been doing. So I was trying to think of, I plan to do more animal silhouette paintings. I kind of did one the other day, but I was trying to think of something else to do because I didn't want to just do the same stuff over and over again. And my daughter, she wanted to paint too, so she was painting, and she has like this little Ever After High like paint kit, and it comes with a little booklet of like just sketchings of the characters, and so she was painting those sketchings watercolor, and it was really pretty. And so I kind of took that idea, and this was the first one I did. This one, I believe I priced it as $25 because it's a little bit bigger than the smaller ones that I normally do. But yeah, she used these colors, and I thought they were really pretty, so I just kind of dabbled around and blended them. I see people do that with like melting crayons and stuff like that, which is pretty cool too. So there's that. And I really liked that idea, so I kind of kept going. And I did another one. This one is $20. So I don't know if you can see the difference. See what I mean? I think people were getting confused online when I was posting these to my Von Gehe page, because they were like, it looks the same size, but that's just because I cropped it. I didn't think about that. So then I did a later picture of the 3 different sizes that I usually use. So 25, 20, but they're pretty cute. I'm hoping they do well at the next craft show, because the last craft show I went to was rather depressing. We only sold, it's my friend's booth, so I try not to take up too much of her space. I usually just put like 2 little paintings out at a time, and because I don't want to like take away from her booth, because she's nice enough to let me just kind of like set them out there with her. But she sold like 1 pair of earrings, and that was it. That was all we sold that entire day. We were there for like 6 hours. And the few people that did kind of like roam around our table, they just kind of were nasty, you know? Like, they had just kind of like, I don't get it comments, and not just of, like, you know, her things, my stuff too. And I don't think they realize that the people who make this stuff is literally sitting right behind the table. It's like it just doesn't process to them, and if it does process to them that they're saying these rude comments in front of the creator, then they're just plain dicks, because it was a huge letdown. I had put so much time and effort into the last two paintings I had done before this new set was a silhouette of a stag and a silhouette of a fox, and everyone liked it online, so I was thinking like, oh man, I'm gonna do really well, and nothing. I had a couple people kind of like, oh, I like the fox one, which was cool, but you know, whatever. It was just really disheartening, and I had a hard time. It kind of put me in a really bad, I guess, mood, but I wasn't just angry, I was more so hurt. And I try not to be too sensitive, because I know, you know, people are going to say what they're going to say. They're going to state their opinion, whether you want it or not, and try to take it with a grain of salt or whatever, but it's tough sometimes. Even if I don't particularly like something, I don't just like shit on it. You know, I'm usually, if I'm at a craft show and there's something that I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. But I wouldn't buy it. I don't say like, well, it's nice, but I wouldn't buy it. I'm just like, oh, that's pretty cool. You know, like, I hope you do really well today and stuff like that. Like, don't be a D about it. Anyway, this was another one I had done. This one is not my favorite. It's a little sloppy, but I'm hoping someone will think it's cool and want to buy it. It's hard to tell. I used a gold that's kind of shimmery, but you can't really see it. Not to mention the webcam is just not the most crisp of lenses. I did another one with gold. I really like this one. I like how I evenly spaced them all. I mean, it was super easy and super fun to do. I just picked like a couple colors and just kind of go wackadoo with it. So this small one was 20 and this bigger one was 25. And then I didn't want to do just a whole bunch of paintings of that. So I decided I wanted to do something really big, and because I had this big one lying around, and I had this other idea for it. I really want to try and do, I guess, comic-like drawings, but I'm not very good at them. I've practiced and practiced, and I get a little bit better, but not enough. And maybe that's something that the more I do along the road, and eventually I'll get better at. I'm okay with like anime. It takes me a while. It's just like the human form I have really hard times with. That and shading. I'm just not very good at shading. Which is why I did the silhouette paintings, because they were just so simple for me. Because it was just like, I literally looked online, picked out an animal that I liked, and then just kind of like sketched. Like, I would take actually a couple different pictures of the same animal, but they're in like different positions, and take like my favorite parts and then sketch it all together, and then I would sketch it onto the board and then paint it, and it was just like, it was easy and it was wonderful and I enjoyed it. In fact, the fox one that everyone really liked, I'm looking up because I have it hung up right there. I got the inspiration from my salt shaker that I had gotten from Target. So I think I mentioned that in my other video when I showed it, but you know, it's just like, you know, just have fun with it. So anyway, this new painting that I did, I got a lot of likes for it, which I was really happy about, because I actually had to repaint over it about 2 times. So the one you're seeing is like the final mock-up, but if you were to like scrape down layers, you'd see like 2 other versions of the same one. So I had to keep repainting over it because I kept messing up. But the idea came from, I really wanted to do, I was going to do another animal one. I was just going to do a bigger version of the animal silhouettes. So I usually just like pick a color that I want for the background, and that's how I start. And so I was painting a background, and I had mixed teal, black, and then a smidge of green, like a really bright green. And it came out this really beautiful, like deep ocean color. It was like that murky Scotland. I thought of like Scotland oceans and around there. Around that area where it's like murky, but it's like kind of like a, not really a swamp, just like that really dark color, that dark green. It was gorgeous. I love this color, and I immediately thought of the ocean. And I was like, oh, I should do a sea creature one. So I thought maybe doing a mermaid, and then I thought, oh, I should do an octopus, because the octopuses are really cool, and they have all these little tentacles and a bunch of different things, and it's like that would be really interesting. So I looked up I looked at octopus silhouettes, and I was scrolling down, and along the way I found just a regular silhouette of like a girl, but it was kind of like a cartoonish girl. It didn't look like a real, like it could be a real person. It looked like a kind of like a cartoon silhouette. And I was like, well, that's interesting. I really like her face. And I was trying to think like how I could incorporate the two, and I kind of typed that in, and I got one of like a woman where she's wearing like a dress, and coming out of her dress were tentacles, and I thought that was kind of cool, but I didn't want to just like copy off. And then it clicked. I thought, because in the original silhouette picture that I had seen, she had really big hair. It was almost kind of like those slouchy hats that you see. And I was like, what if her hair was the octopus? So I scribbled around with it, and I sketched it a couple times, and it came with a look that I really liked. And then I call it the Sea Witch. Some people say it looks like the opera singer from The Fifth Element, which it kind of does. That was also partially inspiration for it. But so this is what I came up with. I thought, I wasn't even planning on doing the suction cups, but it just seemed a lot cooler with it, and it really added to it. So it's a woman, and her hair is an octopus. I thought that was interesting. This one, I don't know if I'm going to sell, because I really like it. But I was going to sell it for $30 if I did. I just thought it was a really interesting idea, and I looked up online, and I didn't really see any. I saw things similar to what I had in mind, but not really this particular thing. So I feel like it's really different, and it doesn't look like a lot of other stuff. So it's not something you're really going to see. So I don't know if I'm going to take it to a craft show or not. I might take it and just kind of see how it goes, and if no one's interested, then I'll just keep it. But yeah, just things like that. I'm hoping to do more things like it, trying to think outside the box of the type of artwork that I normally would do. I normally would just do like a bright background and then black trees, like silhouettes of trees, which I guess I've always been kind of into silhouettes of some sort, and I didn't really realize that till now. But I just wanted to kind of break out and do something different, because I feel like if I did the same thing every time, it would get kind of old. Not that having a niche is a bad thing. I mean, if you have like a bread and butter type of thing that you go to that works really well and sells well, and you want to sell like multiple paintings, and you know it'll do well, then go for it. Which that's kind of where the drippy drizzle paintings kind of came from, which I'm not really sure what to call that series, because I was like the drip series, but that sounds kind of weird, and then I was like the drizzle series, but then I sound like a rapper, and so I'm like, I don't know. It's just the water droplet series. Maybe. I don't know. So I've been doing that a lot lately. I've been painting. I I think, like 2 canvas left, and I haven't done anything with. And, yeah, so painting and crafting. I think there's a show next month. So this month, I plan to buy a lot more canvas and have a good set ready. My goal is, if the paintings do kind of go well, I was going to, because there's only 2 spots where I can put these paintings, so I don't like take up her space on the table, because I go to the craft stores with Luna Loop. I don't want to like take over her spot. So I was just gonna like bring my stuff, but then only put 2 out at a time. So if one sells, I can just put another one out. Or people are interested in like, what else, do you have anything else? And I'm like, oh well, I have this and I have this and I have that. That's also what we're planning on doing when we do TriCon. I think it's official. We're officially doing TriCon. We're signed in. We just have to pay for our table, which I told her whenever she needs my half, we're going to do it. So I'm really, 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 really excited. We're going to dress up, I think, 2 out of the 3 days. I plan on doing Star Wars on the 3rd day. Star Wars or Guardians of the Galaxy. I haven't decided yet. I don't think she wanted to dress up the 3rd day. Because we were thinking Dr. Horrible, but I think my costume would be kind of easy to do, because I was going to be Captain Hammer. But she was going to be Dr. Horrible, and I don't know, that lab coat is pretty intricate, and it's going to cost her a lot. So, but we kind of wanted to revamp our Hobbit costumes. I like my costume. My costume's fine. But I want to get a better wig, and I want actual Hobbit ears, because I've been using elf ears, not really Hobbit ears, because Hobbit ears are wider, and then they go to a point, whereas elf ears are kind of about the same size as a regular ear, but then they just go to a point. So that's my goal. And then I was thinking, like, if I'm really awesome and I can afford it, maybe getting their special capes with the little leaf brooch that they have, because that would be awesome. So, I don't know. I'm not really sure if we're going to do that, but I know I want to get a new wig, and I know I want to do... I was actually going to look up, like, Sam wigs and see how much they were, because I want, like, a legit Sam wig. And my hair will probably still be short by then, because I don't plan on growing it out too much. I'm going to grow out the top a little bit and, like, trim the sides, and then just have it kind of fluffy up here. I think that'd be pretty cool. I just wanted to go back to blonde because it just seemed easier. I don't have to dye it as much because I'm more of like a sandy blonde, so it'll be a nice mixture. But anyway, enough about my hair and my life and whatever. So I hope to have more paintings in the future. I'll definitely post those on Facebook, my Yvonne Gayhead page. I'll try and link that down below, so if you're interested, you can click on that and check out all the stuff I've been doing. I've also been taking lots of photos throughout my neighborhood, just like random photos, and then I go and edit them. Sometimes I put them in black and white. Others I just kind of like fix the lighting and stuff on. So that's pretty cool. I've been doing that. I've been taking lots of pictures. My neighbor's dog is always sitting out. Well, not always sitting out, but like, it's like usually when I have my camera out, that's the day the dog's out. And he's such a pretty dog, so I just keep taking pictures of him. I try to take pictures of my dogs, but they never just sit still for me. They're always hopping around and making weird faces. So I'm just like, okay. But I love taking pictures of my son and my daughter. Especially my son, because I'm just around him more, so I'm able to take pictures of him more because my daughter's usually at school. And he makes so many different faces, and I can just get so much out of his face. Everyone says he's really pretty. He's a really pretty little boy, so who knows? Everyone's like, you should put him in magazines and make him a model. And I'm like, yeah, I'd rather just take pictures of him, and I don't want him to be famous unless he wants to be famous, kind of thing. You know? Like, I don't know. I hear modeling is kind of a tough life, and that doesn't seem like I want to do that for my kids. So, I don't know. Besides, he's a gamer. All he cares about is video games and Star Wars. So, alright, well, I hope this video was fun, and hope you enjoyed it, and it kind of tells you what's been going on in my life. So if I don't post a video every week, you're not surprised by it. Yeah, if you want to see what I'm up to, the best place to look is Von Gayhead page, because I'm always on there posting stuff constantly of what I'm doing and things that I like on YouTube and stuff like that. And now Facebook tells you what you've liked on Pinterest with it, which I thought was which was weird, I guess. But I was like, I guess it kind of makes sense. But I just feel like that's just one more thing to kind of like obsess about. Because I'm on Pinterest a lot. Well, I go through binges. I go where I'm on it for a few days at a time, and then I don't mess with it for like a week. So that's that. Alrighty, well, I love you guys. See you soon.